One thing I've seen is what I call expired buyers. Are you an expired buyer? And what does that mean? And the way I look at it is an expired buyer is somebody who has been wanting to purchase a property, and maybe they've tried. Maybe they've gotten out there, they've looked at properties, they've got the bug, they're on Zillow, they're on Realtor.com, they're on my site, they're receiving updates, they're working with a realtor here in town. And maybe they even made some offers. They came down, looked at properties, made offers, but they're getting beat out. They keep losing. They're always one step behind. And they've gotten to the point where they've given up. So, maybe they're working with an agent who just couldn't put them in the right position to win, who just wasn't explaining to them where the market was and didn't get them at that spot to ultimately win the property. Thus, they're frustrated, thus they're tired, and they've given up hope. And now they're if you were a seller and you've pulled it off the market, we call you an expired listing. You're an expired seller. Now you're an expired buyer. Well, what I wanted to do was reach out to you and tell you there is hope. And if you were an expired buyer, and you've kind of given up hope here, we may want to have a conversation. You may want to talk to one of the agents, my great agents on our team here, or myself, because there's good news. The last 3 weeks here, we've started to see a little bit of an uptick when it comes to listings. At the same time, our days on market are ticking up, and it's taking a little bit longer for homes to sell. And this happens every year in a resort town where we have very busy springs, and then as we get into the summer months, it can slow down a little bit because people have now maybe already found their property, or they have other things to do besides just look at real estate. So that being said, it does happen in resort town, but in this case here, as you guys know, the market's been so competitive. It's just been so difficult to find something. Well, now there's a little bit more inventory. So I would encourage you to let's have a conversation and start talking about the possibilities again. Now, here's something else. Headlines. I want to put this out here. Headlines in the news do more to terrify than they do to clarify. And we're starting to hear some naysayers saying it's not the right time to buy. It's a bubble where it's just like back in 2006, 2007, 2008. That's not necessarily true. And nobody has a crystal ball, but I'm telling you, there's a lot of people out there who are frustrated, thus they're blaming somebody else. They're blaming this situation that we're going to have a real estate market that's going to repeat what it did in 2006, 7, and 8. And the numbers just don't add up. That just does not work right now. And it's a completely different marketplace. It is a supply and demand issue. So where I want to go with this is I want to talk about some of the experts, what their opinions are, what we can expect to see, and explain to you why now, with a little bit more inventory in the marketplace and a little bit less speed in it, meaning it's taking a little bit longer to sell, you want to get back in, because if you don't, it could end up costing you more in the long run. And here's why. So the first one I want to point out, this came out from JP Morgan and their Insights report. They just put this out here. This is their quote. Home buyers, interest rates are still at historically low levels, though they are inching up. Housing prices have spiked during the last 6 to 9 months, but we don't expect them to fall soon. And we believe they are more likely to keep rising. If you are looking to purchase a new home, conditions now may be better than 12 months hence. So they're actually saying that conditions to buy a home when it comes to affordability, when it comes to being able to find the right one and negotiate a little bit, are better now than what they were 12 months ago, and forecasting that prices are going to continue to rise. Here's another one that I want to point out. And I'd be happy to share some of this information with you, share some of these slides with you, which is coming from the top economists when it comes to real estate specifically. And this is what I just got back from the conference I was just at in Charleston. This is all of the data that we were discussing, which I want to take back and help you as my client be in the best position to win. So here's another one. This is the Home Price Expectation Survey that just came out here at the end of Q1 in 2021. And what it basically says is potential growth over the next 5 years. So if you had purchased a $350,000 home in January of 2021, The potential growth in household wealth over the next 5 years based solely on the increase in the home equity, meaning that the value of the home is going to go up. If you purchase that $350,000 home in January of 2021, the expected increase in equity over the next 5 years is $93,629. Think about that. Over the next 5 years. Now, that's not the speed that we saw over the last year and a half, but it's going to continue to rise. Prices are going to continue to increase. So a $350,000 property today would sell for $443,000, so $443,629 in 5 years. So think about that. When you think about your net wealth and the quickest way to obtain wealth over the long run is through home ownership. So it's still an incredible opportunity to buy. We're going to continue to see prices increase based on what the experts are telling us. So I just wanted to bring that back home and share with you. Now, the other thing about waiting is, so we're seeing prices increase, but as we just mentioned from that JP Morgan report, interest rates are going to increase. So the affordability factor gets squeezed a little bit when prices go up and it costs you more to borrow that money. Thus, now is a great time. The serious buyers are going to buy this summer. I think you take advantage of the fact there's a little bit more out there. I think you take advantage of the fact that we have great agents that can help coach you how to win when it comes to making putting your best foot forward when it comes to those multiple offer situations. So